Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I'm the author of Heal Yourself, A Return to Wholeness, the Integration of Body, Mind, Soul, and Spirit. I'm also the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love. All of my books are available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I do readings, 30, 60, and 90-minute readings, Twin Flame Romance, Life Path and Purpose. You can book that at my website, michellefondinauthor.com. Welcome to Removing Obstacles Thursdays, where we address a topic that has to do with obstacles on your twin flame journey. Today we are talking about which should I choose, my twin flame or somebody else for a romantic partnership? Now, this question was brought to me by some viewers out there when I asked questions about what you guys would like me to address on this twin flame channel, which is, it never started out as a twin flame channel, it just evolved to that somehow. So let's really address this topic of, should I choose my twin flame, divine masculine or divine feminine, just depending on whether or not you are divine masculine or divine feminine? Or should I choose somebody else, another romantic partner, whether this romantic partner is already in your life, maybe upcoming in your life, whether this romantic partner is a karmic partner or a soulmate partner, or just like what I call like a free agent. And this was something I learned, and I'll try to find the video where I was talking about this, but I think it was like soulmates versus twin flames video, which I'll post a link right here so you guys can like view that. But I did talk about this concept of free agents, which I learned about from my guardian angels, and they didn't call it free agent, but it was sort of like, it's not a karmic partner, it's not a soulmate, it's just someone who comes in to make your life a little bit easier in romance, for example. So the question came to me because I know so many of you are really, really conflicted. Now, a lot of times this comes as many of you have been in that separation mode or separation phase for years or decades, or maybe just a year, which does seem like long enough. And that your twin flame has come forward perhaps, or maybe come forward with just an offer of friendship perhaps, but you are just like ready to be in a relationship or be dating somebody else. And what I want to say to you is that it's really not about choosing your twin flame for romance or choosing another partner for romance. It's about choosing yourself first. And I believe that the shift in focus really needs to come to that point. Because if we're really caught up on, do I choose person A or B? Do I choose person A or C? It really gets us in the mindset that it is another person who is going to fulfill our highest needs and desires. Now, I am in agreement with you that there are certain needs that can only be fulfilled by another person. We're social creatures after all. We are people who are designed to be in relationship with others, whether it's friendship, familial relationships, colleagues, or a romantic partnership. So we are social creatures. We are meant to be in groups. We are meant to be with other people. So I'm not denying the fact that, yes, there are some needs that can only be fulfilled when you are in relationship with another person. However, I really feel through my coaching and listening to many of you out there, and to reflect back on the space that I happened to be in at many points throughout my life, even prior to meeting my twin flame divine masculine, that I always, and other people have made it about choosing other people or selecting a romantic partnership, selecting a romantic relationship to fulfill something that comes often as a void inside of yourself. Now, that is one of the main reasons why I designed the Twin Flame Divine Feminine Bootcamp #1 and #2 is to help you, Twin Flame, to choose yourself. This is not very intuitive in the sense that the outer programming of this world has taught us to reach out toward others for validation, for affirmation, for words of acknowledgement. And so we are constantly seeking approval, if you will, whether it is express approval or tacit approval, whether it's something overt or just something that is in our subconscious mind that we're constantly seeking the approval of others or connection with others. And it's something that has been taught to us since we were born. And so it's not intuitive in the sense that if you have been raised in a society, which most of us have, we are constantly seeking people on the outside of us to validate who we are on the inside of us. And so the reason I made the boot camps, and if you have not yet taken either boot camp, do check out the links below to sign up and go through this program where you can choose yourself, because it's not about, oh, I'm going to be alone and single for the rest of my life. That is not what I am suggesting here. What I am suggesting, however, is that when you come from the point of view that it's not about person A or person B, but that it's about choosing yourself first and foremost, you will become more aligned with your life path and purpose. And you will become more aligned with your higher calling for you. And you will choose yourself in agreement with your divine mission, in agreement with God or your higher power, rather than constantly looking outside of you to say, like, I'm really confused. I don't know if I need to choose person A or person B. I don't know which one would be better for me at this point. Because when you're aligned with yourself, when you choose yourself first and you say, I'm going to love myself, I'm going to get to know myself, I'm going to heal my inner child, I'm going to get my ego out of this, I'm going to honor and give back to myself first, the answers then will become clear. Now, will the answers become clear for the immediate or for the long term? Chances are that if you are honoring, loving, and thinking of yourself in the most loving and unconditionally giving way in the present moment, chances are you're going to make choices for your romantic life that are more aligned with what you want, need, and desire right now. I really believe that there is danger in both sides of the spectrum that I have seen with viewers on YouTube. And of course, there have been certain people who I have coached as well who have gone to either side of the extreme when it comes to choosing romance. And what I'm saying to you is that going to either side of the extreme can be really detrimental to your own well-being. It can be detrimental to your own emotional well-being, your psychological well-being, your physical well-being, and your spiritual well-being. Why do I say this? Because both sides of the spectrum come from two different extremes of denying who you are exactly, because you were chosen for this journey. And I speak a lot about that in my book, Twin Flame Romance. And I go into detail about like how you were chosen for this journey. It chose you. You didn't necessarily choose it consciously, but of course your soul chose it prior to arriving here on this earth plane. So what I'm saying is that if you go to one extreme, which one extreme is, I'm going to live for the moment and choose a different romantic partner to fulfill my immediate needs of whatever, intimacy, sex, partnership, community, dating, whatever it is, regardless of whether or not this person is good for me and going to be a reflection of who I am in the current moment today. Because remember, once you awakened as a twin flame, your life completely changed. So you are certainly a different person today than you were prior to meeting your twin flame divine counterpart. So if you choose just a romantic partner to fulfill those immediate needs, chances are you're abandoning yourself in the way that you are denying some of your other needs. That need for depth of connection, the spiritual connection, the need for something to be authentic and real, where you can really be your true, authentic, and genuine self. Now, that may not be the case. You might have a soulmate in your life that your angels and guides and God put into your life currently in this current moment. Or maybe like what I talked about, like a free agent, someone who came to you freely that you really get along with and you're having a wonderful time and a great time with. That is perfectly okay. But all too often, what I have seen during my reading and coaching sessions, and often in the comments section where I see in the videos, which I don't read every comment, I read a lot of the comments, not every single comment. But what I have seen, it's almost like a state of rebellion. Well, where someone, a twin flame, says, hey, you know what? My twin flame isn't here. Screw them. I'm just going to go date a bunch of other people. I'm going to go on Tinder, Bumble, whatever, just to like date other people. Like, screw my twin flame. They're not ready. I'm just going to go have fun. And I feel like there is a part of that extreme in which you are actually abandoning yourself. The other side of the extreme is dangerous as well, where I have met twin flames who have said, I'm going to be completely celibate, not be in any relationship, not date anyone, stay completely away from people that I'm attracted to because I must save myself for my twin flame. Now, where is the danger in this? There are a few things. One is that if you've been 100% celibate, 100% like denying yourself the opportunity to date and engage with other people during this period of separation, whether your separation is for 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, then you are missing the opportunity for growth when it comes to romantic partnerships. Because remember, nothing lasts forever, A. And B, oftentimes romantic relationships, whether they're just like a dating situation, a hookup, or any other of those things, but in every situation, hopefully, there is learning. You are learning something from how you act and interact in a romantic partnership. And so if you take the other end of the extreme, now for some people, this is their calling. Their calling is to just not be with anyone else until they reunite with their twin flame. But again, it's about knowing yourself, choosing yourself first to really check in to know if that is the right choice for you. What I think a lot of people have done is choose the other end of the spectrum of I'm not going to date anyone until I'm in reunion with my twin flame. They've chosen that out of fear that if they do date someone else, then they'll never be with their twin flame. Or they do it out of like this sense of guilt, like, oh, if I date someone else, then I'm cheating on my twin flame. Meanwhile, their twin flame oftentimes is either in a marriage, dating someone else, engaged to someone else, right? Or all of the above or any of the above. So I feel like either side of the spectrum can be, and I notice the word can, it can be dangerous. I'm not saying that it is, I'm saying it can be when you are not choosing yourself first. So you really truly need to choose yourself first, get into alignment with yourself, with where you happen to be on this twin flame journey, with where you are when it comes to dating and romantic relationships, and where you are on your own healing path as well. Now, I know so many of you have been struggling on your own healing path and not knowing where to turn to next. And that's why I've been constantly encouraging you and directing you back to my boot camps on Kajabi, which the links are below. They are self-directed. It's all video. You are journaling the entire time. But I really feel like if some of you don't know how to navigate that, like, how do I choose myself? How do I get out of my ego? How do I really heal? How can I be ready so that when my twin flame comes back to me, or when I am ready to enter into a romantic partnership with someone, even if my twin flame is not ready, how can I know and truly, truly know that I'm actually ready? I would say try out the boot camps and see how your healing journey goes. But in addition to that, do a constant check with yourself. When you are choosing either side of the spectrum, whether it's like, oh my God, do I choose person A or B? What I would say is check in with yourself and understand the reasons why you might be choosing someone else other than your twin flame. As an example, could it be like, wow, I've been doing so much healing work. I've been doing all these workshops and courses and therapy and coaching and readings. Like, I've been doing it all. And I just feel like now is the time, like, I'm kind of ready to date someone else, or I'm kind of ready to be with someone else. I know my twin flame's not ready, but I'm just kind of ready to go in that direction. If it comes from that place, then I would say, yeah, you feel more centered and you're more able to choose. And then again, if it's coming from, I don't want to date anyone until I'm with my twin flame, and if it's really coming from a place of self-love, if you're like, well, I feel like I won't love myself as much if I am entering into a relationship with someone else, then you're doing it from a centered place. But make sure that you are doing it from a place of healing and wholeness, and really, truly choosing yourself first. Because in all honesty, whether you choose person A, B, or C, your divine destiny is still in front of you. So if you're coming to a romantic situation from a centered place and place of healing and alignment with every aspect of who you are, which again, the book Heal Yourself or Return to Wholeness is exactly what that's about. It's the integrated parts of the self coming together to work together in synchronistic harmony. And when you are operating from that place, just know that your divine destiny is going to come to light. Your divine destiny is going to come in. And so you don't need to worry about like, oh my gosh, if I do A, B, or C, it's going to affect the ultimate outcome of my divine destiny. No, you're required to get centered, get healed, and live in the present moment, knowing that ultimately what is in your divine destiny is going to work itself out. So you don't need to micromanage it. You don't need to be afraid of it, or afraid, for example, of it not happening, but just live from your most authentic place and choose yourself first. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with other twin flames. And thank you for your support of my YouTube channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can join a boot camp. You can pledge your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. And I will see you in the next video.